What's going on, everyone? Welcome to Game Night, a very intimate version of Game Night.
Yes,
It's
just two of
me
us.
just me and Mex. I should have had you queue up Will Smith, just the two of us, so we could have opened with that music instead of our
I wish you told
crazy.
me that about 20 seconds earlier.
I literally, you already had the music playing by the time I thought of it, and so we had to use our royalty-free courtesy of. Check the comments for who it's courtesy of. I can't remember where I stole it from.
I don't know, but that's the most ridiculous music I've ever heard.
I think it's good.
Okay. I guess we're all entitled to our own opinion.
Yes, that's what this show's all about.
By the way,
Opinion.
have you looked at Fiverr to see if anyone has a good
So here's the deal.
intro
I think this will make great content. If we go through, sit down, just the two of us or whoever's on that week, and we find 10 or so, and we decide as a group who we should give $5 to make us an intro. And then once they all come in, we can do a reveal video, show all the ones we get, and then we'll eventually vote on the one we want to be our official opening. Because it's not only that, we can do voiceovers. Somebody could design our logo.
You designed the logo.
Yeah,
well, I think a combination of us designed
it. Was both of it was both of us. Yeah. You scribbled it out, and I did my best. You got enough bread and milk and beer for the winter blast that's coming in tomorrow?
Yeah, I might not be going to work tomorrow. Whenever it snows, I don't like to go outside, so we'll see. But no, I have not stocked up. I do have 3 cases of Wild Cherry Diet Pepsi, so I think I'm good there.
That'll get you by. Just mix in. Do you have any rum or?
I think we have some
Bacardi Torch Cherry.
A little bit of liquor left over.
Yeah, you'll be all right.
We're not big liquor drinkers here.
So, what are you going to be playing if you're snowed in tomorrow?
I'll probably, be playing a mixture of Magic and Pokemon Go like I usually do. I'm still, trying to get my steps without moving, which is not the way the creators probably wanted the game to go. But,
no.
That's what happens when you give people a way to try to get around the system. They're
always going to find a way.
Oh yeah, and they're going to do whatever it takes, and I'm doing whatever it takes, and that includes dropping the phone against my leg about 1,000,000 times a day to get the steps in.
If you got an old record turntable to just set it on top of that, would it just spin, and would that count?
No, it needs to it counts steps by, I think, some sort of
like a gyroscope inside.
Yeah, I think you have to have some sort of impact, because you can just shake it up and down, and I think that's good enough to count it as a step. So I've been looking for things around the house, like any sort of motor I can just take apart and just smash my phone on the ground over and over again, but I have not found anything yet.
This reminds me of we both went to Penn State, and you're required to take physical phys ed classes, and one of my phys eds was fitness walking. And what we used to do was just walk out of the rec center, rec hall, down to the library, sit down at a computer, and just shake the pedometer to get up to what we thought was a normal amount of walking to do, and then we sit there and just watch YouTube videos until the class was over, and then walk the 20 steps back to rec hall.
Yeah, I mean, something like that, Fitbit counts steps on my wrist. So, whenever I play Rock Band with my Fitbit on, I get 30,000 steps in an hour.
I mean, that's probably better exercise than actually walking.
Probably, but still not quite actually getting your steps in. But, we can game the system anyway. We can.
You got it. Did you see the teaser trailer for Niantic's new game today?
You told me to look at it, and I wasn't sure if it was a joke or not.
Oh no! This is a different trailer. This is Niantic, the people that made Pokemon Go. They're making a Harry Potter AR game in the style of Egress and Pokemon Go. And you a big enough Harry Potter fan to hop off Pokemon and hop on to a Harry Potter version?
No, I read one of the books. It was the 5th book, I think. I read it because my sister brought it into work, and I had nothing to do. This was back when we were in high school, so I wasn't really actually working at work. But I think I read like the 5th one, and no, I'm
Seems
not.
like a weird entry point. Like,
Not really a fan.
A lot of backstory you missed out on.
I mean, they're wizards and they have special powers. Like, who cares? I'm not a fan.
I'm not either. I only watched one of the movies, so
yeah, I never even watched any of the movies.
They're always on, I don't know, TNT or something, or one of the channels on cable that Mindy tends to watch them whenever they're on. So
yeah, no, I haven't seen them. Yeah, I didn't know they were making a new game. I don't even like. What would you do in it? Like, what are you collecting?
I don't know that you're collecting anything. I think you're just going like. I think the idea is that the magic escaped into like the regular world, and you have to go like shut it down. But I don't know.
That's interesting.
Yeah,
I guess.
It's not. I don't think it's going to do very well. I think it's about 10 years too late. I don't know if Harry Potter fever is still what it used to be.
I think isn't like their Harry Potter thing in like Universal Studios or Disney or something, like a whole theme park?
I think it's down in Universal, and they are coming out with another like Lord of the Griswold or something like that movie about Harry Potter that doesn't have the word Harry Potter written in the title. But I don't know. I don't think it's going to do very well. I think it's going to fall the same way as the Ghostbusters game, where the only reason that Pokemon Go is as popular as it is not because people actually like playing Pokemon Go, but just because it has Pokemon in it.
Yeah. Yeah, I like collecting the Pokemon, so
there you go.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of Pokemon, another trailer dropped this week.
Yeah.
I did tell you to watch it.
Yes, the Detective Pikachu.
Yes.
I thought it was a joke, and I'm still not convinced that it isn't a joke because it is so ridiculous. But let's go ahead and give it a watch.
Welcome to Rhyme City, a celebration of the harmony between humans and Pokemon.
Your text is still over top of the.
Yeah, I just moved it.
Your dad was a legend in this precinct.
I mean,
if you were anything like your dad.
I was a little shocked when the first Pokemon was on the screen. I didn't know what
you wanted to be a Pokemon trainer when you were young.
And what I saw was definitely not what I thought I was going to see.
What, you mean the Pikachu?
Yeah. I thought they would be a little smoother. I didn't expect them to be as furry as they are.
Yeah.
Whoever you are, I know how to use this.
And I also thought there'd be no way in hell that Ryan Reynolds' voice coming out of Pikachu could work at all.
Stapler, or I
mean, that's probably the best part, I guess.
Electrocute you. Did you just talk?
Whoa! It's so good though. Like that's the thing. It's so it looks so good.
You can understand me. I've been so.
I think it's gonna be an awesome movie. It has no business being this good.
No.
You can hear him, right?
No.
Yeah.
Jigglypuff is terrifying looking.
Yeah.
You're adorable. They can't understand me, kid.
I'm trying to comment on what I think is coming up in the trailer because I'm watching it on the live through the stream.
You're a little bit quick, but that's okay.
Because if you want to find your pops, I'm your best bet.
There's Squirtle.
I just saw your hands move, so I think I did.
Bulbasaur, Jigglypuff, looks very mean.
Yes. You know, man, he gets upset sometimes. And Psyduck, holy crap, Psyduck.
Yeah, that Charizard looks pretty badass.
Listen up. We got ways to make you talk. Or mine.
I mean,
so tell us what
I
we
showed
wanna
this to
know.
Mindy, who's not a Pokemon fan at all.
Yeah.
Shoving.
And she,
my problem is that I push people away and then hate
doesn't
them for
understand
leaving.
it. She's never played any of the games. She didn't even try
shove it?
Pokemon Go.
Okay,
I
that's
couldn't
it. No,
convince
we're
her
switching
to.
roles.
She
I'm
even
bad
thought it
cop.
looked like a
You're
pretty
good cop.
movie. So I think this is gonna. This might have a chance at being the best
In my
video game
head, I
movie
saw
ever
that
made.
differently.
The bar's not set very high, but
Yeah. What about the Mario Brothers movie? That was pretty top quality.
Yeah, that was something, all right. They are making a new one of those, but they talked about it a little bit this week. But they said that it's probably not coming out till like 2021 or 2022.
Yeah, they should probably push that back another couple years.
I don't even know. I don't know if they've even announced that it's going to be animated or not animated, but The hard part about most video game movies is you can't just tell the story. Can you please stop playing with my headphone cord, cat? You can't just retell the story that the video game told, because the people that play the video game are going to know exactly what happened. But
Right.
if you don't tell the story that the people that know the story know, they're going to get mad that you invented something new. So you really can't win.
No, you can't please anybody who's probably actually played the game. Because, yeah, what are you going to do? You're going to put the game in movie form? Like, exactly, like, level for level?
Yeah, it doesn't work out like that. So
No.
this seems, I mean, this is based on, Detective Pikachu is based on a game, but I think that it's based on such an obscure title, but based on things that people care about. I think it has a chance. And this trailer made me go from I'm never going to even think about watching that, to a strong maybe when it comes out on Netflix.
Well, just because Ryan Reynolds is in it, you got to go watch it, right? Or I guess his voice is in it.
His voice is in it. I still have yet to see Deadpool 2 yet, so I'm a very bad at keeping up on movies.
I mean, even I went to see that, and I really don't like superhero movies, so...
Wow, Deadpool really doesn't count.
No. Which, Stan Lee died the other day, which...
Yeah.
That's a loss for the comic book community.
Definitely.
Sure.
It's going to be... They filmed, like, the next 15 appearances he has in all these movies already.
Yeah.
It's going to be weird to see him in movies, like, 10 years from now still making appearances.
Yeah.
Have you heard about the PG-13 cut of Deadpool?
No.
Yeah, they're re-releasing Deadpool 2 in theaters, and it's going to be Deadpool reading Fred Savage, an adult Fred Savage, the story of Deadpool 2, just like Princess Bride.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Without all the gory details, I guess, if it's PG-13.
Yeah, I'm assuming that's what they're going to, you wouldn't want to swear it, nice, wholesome-hearted Fred Savage.
I think you could drop like 1 or 2 F-bombs in a PG-13, can't you?
As long as you're not directly talking about sex, you're allowed to drop, I think, 1 F-bomb.
Yeah.
You got to use it very wisely. And if I was cutting the Deadpool movie together, I would use it in the stupidest way possible, like just in the first 2 seconds of the movie. And I think it'd be funny that way.
Be like, fuck. All right, we got that out of the way.
But yeah, no, Detective Pikachu looks legit. I'm looking forward to a movie that I never thought I would look forward to.
It seems funny, I guess. I mean, every Ryan Reynolds movie tends to have that little flair of comedy, so...
Definitely.
Yeah, I think it's worth a watch, probably.
Yeah.
I might have to wait till the second trailer, because I didn't really get much out of the first one. Just that there are Pokemon in there. But, we'll see.
We'll see. Well, the other big news of the week is that the Game Awards got announced, the nominees.
Yes.
And this Game Awards, Jeff Keighley, the guy who runs it, has been hyping it up for the last couple of weeks on Twitter. It's supposed to be the biggest Game Awards ever with the most announcements. We don't know anything about the announcements, but we do know who was nominated. So we're going to go through a few select categories, give you our impressions, who we think is going to win.
Yeah, we nixed out the categories we didn't know much about, or that we thought were kind of not relevant to our stream, I guess.
Definitely. Well, we're not big on audio design.
Yeah, or game narrative, who cares? Whatever. Yeah. But yeah, let's take a look. Let's start with... we'll start at the bottom of our list here.
Okay.
Who do you think is going to get the Content Creator of the Year?
I'm going to definitely go with Pokimane.
Pokimane?
No, it's Ninja. It's only Ninja.
I mean, it's just say.
There's no way that. I mean, it's just thanks for the nomination. Here's your award, Ninja. He had the biggest year of any Twitch streamer ever.
Yeah, I mean, he's in all those Samsung commercials, and he's probably making like $1 million a month easily.
Can we talk a little bit about how cringy those Samsung commercials are?
Yeah.
Ninja wants you to get called up to the national team like it's in the goddamn Olympics.
I mean, I wish I was good at Fortnite, but I'm just not. And me playing on my phone isn't going to help.
Sorry to bring us back around to Fiverr, but there's a category in Fiverr for gaming, and there are people that will give you Fortnite lessons for like $10 an hour.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's one that's like a 12-year-old that I wanted. I think it would be good content to get the 12-year-old to teach me how to play Fortnite. Because not only am I awful at shooters, I'm also awful at Fortnite. So he has to be way better than me.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure. We have to look into what kind of agreements we'd have to get with his parents to sign off on to do that. But
well, again, you're setting the bar very low because you're very bad at it. So
yes.
Literally, pretty much anybody could be a teacher to you, I guess.
Oh no, he would. Yeah, I guarantee you, he would teach me everything I need to know about it because I usually just spend most of my time just building a big tower, and then somebody shoots it out from underneath me, and I fall over.
Yeah. If you don't have like your jetpack or your bouncy thing or your wings or whatever is going on there,
I didn't even know that any of those things existed in the game.
I don't know. Yeah. But yeah, you think Ninja, hands down.
I mean, it would be just out of spite that people didn't vote for Ninja just because he's the most popular. I mean, the other people on this list I've heard of, but I mean, Ninja's Ninja.
Yeah, Ninja's Ninja. I mean, what else is there to say?
Exactly.
All right. So we'll just move on to the next category. Best esports moment.
What do you got in this one?
For me, I'm a big Dota 2 fan. So I was really happy to see OG win the International 2018. I guess it's TI8 now. My favorite player, No Tail. He took it down from LGD, which is a Chinese team. It was their year to win. So it's weird because like every odd year, Western team wins. And every even year, a Chinese team wins. So the Chinese were supposed to win this year, but OG pulled it out.
They were supposed to throw the game. That's what happened when I was betting on that. I lost all my money because it was all fixed.
Yeah, I mean, I told you to bet on OG, but
you did.
You didn't.
And I did, and I did not.
Yep.
I actually bet against you a few times, and it didn't work out very well.
Yeah.
The other big one is definitely the Sonic Fox win in Dragon Ball FighterZ. He is the most charismatic fucker. Like most esports guys are a little boring to listen to talk. He's a furry. Have you seen this guy?
No.
He comes out in his furry garb. He has the puffy sleeves and his head. He usually comes out in his head and then takes it off to play because that would be really impressive if he won through the. If I'm at all tired right now, it's because at midnight last night the finals of the Injustice 2 tournament on ESPN2 came on,
really?
It was Sonic Fox. It was just Sonic Fox's quarterfinal match, and I got to stay up and at least watch this round of it because he's just a fun guy to watch and a good interview. So I would like to see him win.
That's actually on national TV.
Yeah, it was a repeat. It was on Disney XD first. I'm not sure if it was live at that point either, but they ran the rerun on ESPN2 at midnight. There's actually quite a bit of esports on ESPN2.
That's pretty surprising to me. I don't have cable, so I can't actually, I don't know what they're actually showing. But I do know, like, ESPN on their website, they at least have the category for esports. So I guess it's not too surprising that they're actually showing it. But it's just weird thinking that I guess they're expanding what they consider a sport now, I guess.
I mean, everybody's trying to get into esports. I was talking to some people at a wedding that I know are in the industry, and it's just everybody's getting approached like, what's your model for esports? I mean, if you go out to Vegas, there's 2 esports arenas that they built. They're literally just big arenas that have like the stage and all the computers set up, and they have the that's where they play the championships, and you can actually go out and rent it for like an hour for yourself if you wanted to go out and just play video games on the big screen.
Why don't we do that?
We can.
I have a backyard. I'm not using it.
Oh, you want to make an esports arena?
Yeah.
I have a projector.
There we go. We're halfway there.
And a big 17-foot screen.
Build some bleachers or something. And
I actually did. Since we have this business set up, we might as well use the tax shelter to do some other things. And I thought, like, esports is so popular right now with kids, and what do kids have that parents spend a lot of money on? Birthday parties. So we get a bunch of rigs together, bring the projection screen, bring the projector, go to people's houses, set up a little fake esports stage, and the kids can pretend like they're ninja. I think that parents would pay money to have that happen.
So what would we need? Like,
we need to build a bunch of computers.
Like 6 computers, maybe.
Yeah, but they wouldn't need to be like what most esports games are. Not very intensive.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't even know what you would call some of the fighting games would probably be the ones that would be hardest to play, but like Dota and League and hell, Overwatch 2 is like 3 years old at this point.
Yeah.
Fortnite runs on phones, so I think I'm onto something.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yep.
I think that would be a pretty big investment, though.
Yeah, we'll find investors. If anybody in the Twitch chat right now that wants to invest in Game Night Industries' first venture outside of Twitch, hit us up. AskGameNightNow@gmail.com. We really should get real email addresses. That would make it seem a little bit more professional.
Yeah, maybe, but whatever. What do you think? You said Sonic Fox.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind. I really enjoy watching just him. The whole furry thing is lost on me, but it's still fun to see somebody passionate playing games.
Yeah, C9 versus FaZe. I'm assuming that's Counter-Strike. I did watch a Counter-Strike major, I think about 2 months ago, which I like Counter-Strike. I'm just really bad at it, so I kind of stopped playing. But it was fun to watch. It's a lot easier to follow when you can like see through the walls, when you can see what the commentators see, and you can see like the players through the walls. So I like that aspect of it, but I'm just really bad at first-person shooters nowadays.
You got old and lost your Twitch muscles.
Yeah, I mean my arms just don't function anymore. They're pounding my phone too many times. I just can't do it. The other two, I'm assuming, are League of Legends. I'm not sure.
Yeah. My entire exposure to League of Legends was the 45 minutes or so that we were at Hugh this year that we watched, and I had no idea what the hell was going on.
Yeah, 45. I think it was more like 10 minutes.
Yeah, it felt like 45.
Yeah, it did. Because I agree. I like Dota 2, but I know nothing about League of Legends, and they're basically the same game. But yeah, I was not a fan of watching that. Best esports event.
What do you got?
Like I said, I'm a Dota 2 fan, so I'd go with the International 2018. Overwatch, League of Legends, Evo. What's Evo? Is that all like
Evo's fighting games? Yeah. There was just a news story about how the Super Smash Brothers players don't shower at Evo at all, and they are very stinky. So I'm gonna disqualify that for body odor. E-League. E-League's the most interesting. Oh, that's overall, or never mind. E-League is
Counter-Strike, I believe.
E-League's Counter-Strike. Sorry, the Overwatch League. Sorry, is the most interesting of these because that's the one that's getting the most money. That's the one getting the big investors in the big stadiums with the, getting the cities to back them, and I'm interested to see where it's going because they're setting it up for success. They're pumping tons of money into this, and we'll see if it ends up. I think it's very foolish because you're investing all this money in a game that people might lose interest in. It's not like football where they're like if they were inventing new sports every year. I don't know that football would be as popular as it is, but that's the one that I'm keeping an eye on.
I don't know what the prize structure is at the Overwatch League Grand Finals, but the International has a ton of prize money. Like OG got, I think, like $5 million or something for their win. That's mostly funded through the actual player base, because you can buy these compendiums in the Dota 2 client, which adds like a couple bucks to the international prize pool. So basically, it's a crowd-funded prize pool for the professional players.
What does it get you? Is it like cosmetic shit or?
Yeah, it's cosmetics, and it gives you like little goals that you can do to like get more cosmetic stuff.
Gotcha.
And like you can make like wagers inside the compendium, like for different majors and stuff. So it's like a cool little interactive thing that I think a lot more esports sports should do, because I mean it's a really good idea. I think the problem with the problem with like League of Legends is I believe there's no way to actually watch games in the client. I'm not 100% sure, but that's what I've heard. So there's no way that you would be able to have that compendium aspect in the game if there's like
what game are you talking about?
League of Legends.
Yeah, I don't know about League. Overwatch just added it. There you can watch Overwatch now.
Yeah, but I mean Dota, they've got like the structure down of how you should be funding these majors and whatnot. Because I'm sure Counter-Strike, their sponsors probably pump out like millions of dollars to get that stuff going. But the international, it's like almost 100% crowdsourced.
Yeah.
To the player base who's playing the games, which I think is really cool.
Yeah, it makes you feel attached to it, even if you're just gave $10.
Yeah, and even sorry, go ahead.
Overwatch League total prize money in 2017 was $3.38 million. The championship was $1 million. London Spitfire took home $1 million, with the Philadelphia Fusion taking home $400,000. So it's not quite up to Dota money.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, OG. Oh, they got $11 million. I'm sorry.
Holy shit.
Yeah. LGD, the team that came in second, got $4 million.
So what you're saying is we should just quit all this crap and get really good at Dota 2.
Yeah. The teams that came in 17th and 18th place, they were the teams that lost on day 2. This is like a 2-week event.
Sure.
They still got $63,000, which is probably more than like 99.999% of esports players have ever made.
Well, I mean, this sounds really like easy money. So what are we waiting for?
Yeah, I know. Just start using your QWER, because that's the keys that you use in Dota 2. So,
QWER and clicking, right?
Yep.
You just click around on the screen and you hit those buttons.
Click, do whatever. Who cares?
Yeah, it just sounds good to me, man. All right, where are we at?
Right.
Best? Are we up to best esports team?
Yes. Yep. Esports team.
I'm guessing I know where you're going with this.
Yeah, OG again. Dota 2. So
I'll leave it at that. I know, the London Spitfire.
Yeah,
but we'll stick with OG.
Astralis is big Counter-Strike. Cloud9 Fnatic, they're kind of everywhere. They're in like every single game. But yeah, OG for me, and we'll move on from there.
Sounds good.
Best esports game, again, Dota 2 for me. But I'm sure Fortnite would actually win this category.
It's another one of those ones where if it didn't win, it would just be people hating on Fortnite. It's too big to not give it to them there.
I mean, League of Legends is very popular. So, I think that has a chance. All of these games, well, Counter-Strike and Overwatch you actually have to pay for, but Dota 2, Fortnite, and League, they're both free. Or all three of those are free. So, that's obviously a good way to increase your player base is to have your game for free. Let's
see who won. I don't think best esports game was a category last year. Oh, there it is. Overwatch won last year.
Oh, really? Was Fortnite in there?
No, Fortnite wasn't an esport. Fortnite was just like save the world. Like, wasn't any of this crap really.
There wasn't really any like competitions or anything. It was just go play the game, have fun,
Mm-hmm. No, the only one that dropped out, which I guess let me go back here and look at this esports. Yeah, Fortnite took the place of Rocket League. Was the only one that fell out from last year's nominees.
And it's probably gonna win. So. All right, best debut indie game.
Okay, so
have you heard?
The rules about this are independent studio, and it has to be their first game.
So, have you heard of any of these games?
Yes, I've played half of them.
Okay.
Donut County. You like Katamari Damacy, right?
Yes, I love that game.
Get your phone and buy Donut County, because it's not Katamari Damacy. So don't get.
Well, then why the hell am I buying it?
it's in the light of, so you play a hole in the ground.
Okay.
And when you eat things, when things fall into the hole gets a little bit bigger.
Mm-hmm.
So the whole thing is to try to make your hole as big as possible to swallow all of the things. So it just kind of has that Katamari feeling.
Yeah.
But it's not quite there.
By the way, isn't that game going to Switch?
Donut County, I think, already is on the Switch.
No, Katamari.
Oh, yeah. I think they announced that at Direct a while back.
Yeah, you definitely have to buy that and come over and bring your Switch and let me play it.
Sounds good. Florence, I don't know much about. I know it's one like a experience. I think it's on your phone, and I think it's on some other things. I'm not going to say anything about that because I don't know anything about it. Moss is a VR game that you play a little mouse, and it's like a platformer where you're jumping from place to place, but you can move your head around. Like you're like an entity that's above all of this, but you're controlling the mouse, so you can kind of like look down here and make him jump on stuff, and it's a very cool game.
Interesting.
The Messenger is a retro side-scrolling. What the hell's the name of the goddamn game? Ninja Gaiden-esque game, like the original Ninja Gaiden. Sure. Looks exactly like it. You play a messenger. Yoku's Island Express is actually what I think is the most interesting of the nominees. It is a pinball game, but it's a pinball like you use pinball mechanics to solve puzzles. Is the best way I can describe it.
Interesting.
It's a pretty cheap game. If you see it on sale, I definitely would pick it up.
I played the shit out of that free pinball game in like Windows 95 or XP or whatever it was.
This is a little bit more in depth than that. I'm gonna give it to the Messenger here. I think I'll go with the Messenger. I think the Messenger is gonna win that category.
Okay. I have never heard of any of those, but I'll have to look into Yoku Island Express.
If you
I
like
guess,
pinball,
and Donut County.
And Donut County. These are, I mean, they're not expensive games either. Donut County's on your phone. Yoku's Island Express you can get it on Steam. I'm pretty sure you can get it probably for like $2.
Yeah.
On sale sometime.
All right, best multiplayer game. So we've actually been like delving into Destiny 2.
Yes, we've been just being the cheap assholes that we are that don't really stay up to date on every new game because they cost too much money. When they made the first, couple hours of Destiny free, up until the first expansion, we hopped on.
Yeah, I actually really enjoy it. I'm a little sad that the level cap is only 20 for us. Steve, who couldn't join us today, I think bought the actual Forsaken, which is like all the DLC.
Sure.
So he's really into it. I like it. I like Halo. It's made by Bungie. So I'm a big fan.
I really enjoyed just grinding through the story missions. I'm kind of falling apart now that I'm reaching the end of the story missions, and all that's left is just running around and going in the cave and kill the thing, and then you get a set of gloves that are 1 point higher, and then you go back and you do it again, and you get another set of gloves that are 1 point higher.
Yeah, I mean, every multiplayer game is going to have that grinding aspect. So if you don't enjoy playing, grinding for your gear, then I can see why Destiny 2 might not be.
It's not that I don't enjoy grinding for my gear. I think it just gives me too much. It's like...
You think it's too easy to get gear?
Yes.
Is that what you mean?
It's like if you're playing the slot machines and you won every time you played the slot machines, machines would stop being fun.
You at least broke even every single time?
Yeah.
But you had like a 1% chance to double your money.
Yeah, I mean, just every time you go in, you kill something. All right, cool. I got a little, one of those little skirt things that fall off the front of you. I got one of those that's 1 point higher than the one I already had.
Yeah.
Or, I got this gun, or I got this sweet gun, but it's a pulse rifle. I hate pulse rifles, but I still feel like obligated to use it because it's my highest number. Yeah. I don't like using pulse rifles, but it's my highest number, so I got to use it. Yeah. So I'm not done with it yet, but I'm not ready to buy in. I want to do a raid. I want to get to the point where we can do a raid and see what this is all about.
Yeah, I think that's what Steve was talking about in the text message, the strikes or whatever.
Yeah.
Those might just be like dungeon instances, not necessarily a raid. But I think you can do like up to 3 people, so that'd be perfect for us. We just have to get there.
Yeah, I'll have to look and see what the qualifications are.
Call of Duty Black Ops 4, a game that has like every single mode that's popular now, I guess.
Yeah,
it's got the battle royale. It's got the zombies.
Yeah, and then the regular multiplayer. I think what's really going to hurt it is it's getting a lot of negative press at the moment. It didn't have microtransactions at launch, and then they just dumped all the microtransactions into the game. So all the reviews are out. They're great, no microtransactions. And then there's like, oh yeah, by the way, here's all the microtransactions, and you can either grind for 200 hours or pay over $200 to get all the stuff.
Yeah.
So it's getting a lot of bad press for that, and I think, especially because they were just announced, so everyone from here on out is voting. The voting isn't open, it's open now, and it's right in the middle of bad press. I think Fortnite's going to win this one again too. I mean, again, it's just was too popular this year. The other two, Monster Hunter World, I think a lot of people forgot that came out this year because it came out like January, and it's it's out of people's mind. I know Steve's waiting for that game to go on sale, and I'm probably going to buy it with him. It's have you played any of the Monster Hunter games?
No.
They're like third person, go out and kill monsters for loot, rinse, repeat, kill a monster, steal its bones, make gear, steal another, get a little bit better.
Sounds like my kind of game.
It's a mech-ass game.
Sea of Thieves, is that the pirate one?
Yeah, that's the pirate one. I enjoyed it for an hour and a half that I played it, but I was the only one playing it, so I couldn't put a ship together.
Yeah.
And I think if I would have had a ship, I might have enjoyed it a little bit, or had a crew, it would have been a little more fun, but I don't think it has a chance. I think it's
Fortnite, hands down.
I think it's Fortnite or Call of Duty, and I think Call of Duty's negative press is gonna push Fortnite over the top.
All right. We'll chalk it up to another Fortnite win. Best sports/racing game. Sports, FIFA is very popular. I believe the NBA game is pretty popular too. I don't know anything about Pro Evolution Soccer.
It's just the other soccer game. I think they had some licensing problems this year, so I don't know if they have all the teams that FIFA has.
Forza Horizon, obviously the racing game, looks badass.
Yeah, that looks really good. You know that's available on PC, right?
I do not.
Yeah, that game is available on PC, and it's actually part of Xbox's Game Pass. So if you want to try it out, you can just sign up for Game Pass for a month for $10 and download it and play it. And you can also play Sea of Thieves that way too. So
and Mario Tennis Aces.
Yeah, it was a little. I felt it was a little content light for a $60 game. The online infrastructure wasn't great because everything online with Nintendo is not great.
Yeah.
A lot of the challenges weren't that fun. I think they just put it on here so that it was just something different besides the regular crap that that is in here every year. So yeah. I don't think it has a chance. I'm going to go with.
I think FIFA hands down is probably going to win.
Just out of the popularity of soccer alone.
Yeah. FIFA wins. Moving on. Best family game. We got Mario Tennis Aces, Nintendo Labo. Don't know what that is.
It's the cardboard. You didn't see the cardboard?
No.
Like you go to the store and you buy a bunch of cardboard and you put it together and you build like a piano.
No.
And then play the piano on your Switch.
No, I'll have to look into that. I don't have a Switch, but that kind of sounds interesting, actually.
It's one of those things that's really fun when you're putting it together, and then you got this big-ass cardboard piano, and you don't know what to do with it.
Overcooked 2, a game that we all played. It's actually, I really enjoy Overcooked. Starlink Battle for Atlas. I don't know what that is.
It's like a Star Fox kind of game. It actually has Star Fox in it. Ubisoft made it. It's a Toys to Life. I think I talked to you about it like a week or two ago. You actually put the little wings and shit on the figurines, and you put the guns on them, and like when you change the guns on your figurine, like the gun changes in the game, and you can put the gun on backwards, and it got pretty good reviews. I don't think it stands a chance in this.
Super Mario Party, is that the newest one? I would imagine. If it was me, I would say Overcooked 2, but I would imagine Super Mario Party is probably going to win.
I think it's one of those two.
Yeah.
Yep. Super Mario Party was good. It was a good step in the right direction compared to the previous Mario Parties. It wasn't quite there.
Yeah.
It's a little content light, but then again, so Overcooked 2 is a little content light too. I mean,
they added some updates like after we kind of beat it the first time. Which we beat it in like a week. So, yeah, maybe we'll have to go back and play that a little bit more.
Give it a go. We'll go with Overcooked 2.
Yeah,
that's what I'll say for that one.
Okay. Best fighting game. Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle.
That's a game.
That's a game. Dragon Ball Z Fighter. Dragon Ball Fighters Z. Sorry.
Just Dragon Ball Fighters.
Oh, Fighters. Oh.
Fighters.
Oh, gotcha. Oh, yeah. I see.
Made by the same people that made Blaze Blue.
Okay.
Good game.
Soul Calibur 6.
I haven't had the opportunity to jump into that one. I'm actually probably going to one of these weekends.
And Street Fighter.
Head down to the old Red Box and grab that for a day or two.
Street Fighter 5 Arcade. Is that like a combination of games?
No, it's just the Street Fighter 5 released, and it had like no story mode, no single player. It was just like all multiplayer, and it was really content light. So they kind of re-released it with some single player stuff to try to get some, goodwill back towards it. And they did, I guess, but it's not going to win. I think this is Dragon Ball Fighter Z.
Fighters.
Very good. You were listening. Have you seen this game at all? Yeah, were you over at game night when we played this?
No.
It looks exactly like Dragon Ball Z.
Really?
Like it looks like you're playing the cartoon. It's beautiful.
Cool. Yeah.
It's really cool. I think that's definitely
gonna win?
where I'm leaning.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I kind of wish we had Tim just for these two categories. Best VR AR game. Does he still use his VR?
Very rarely. He gets it out when people come over to visit, but
just to show it off, I guess.
He needs to get back in because these 5 games are probably the 5 best VR games ever, that ever came out on the PSVR.
Yeah, I know zero about any of these.
Well, I'll run you down through them. Astrobot's a first-party Sony game, similar to Moss, where you're controlling, you're controlling with a controller, a character that you can jump around the stage with. And then you can move your head to get a different vantage point. Beat Saber is the winner, I think. It is a game where you have 2 lightsabers in your hand and blocks come at you and you have to hit the blocks, but there's music playing, so it's a rhythm game.
Oh, cool.
Super, super fun. Firewall 0 Hour is a first-person shooter that actually managed to figure out how to do a first-person shooter right in VR. And then Tetris Effect is setting the world on fire right now. You can't listen to a podcast about video games and not have them talk about Tetris Effect for an hour because it's supposedly one of the best. They implemented the guy that made Amplitude, I think. You ever play that game? It's like a music game, rhythm type game. Worked on Tetris Effect, and he added music elements to when the bricks fall and rotate, and it all syncs up with music on the outside, and supposedly mind-blowing in VR. So I think this is Beat Saber's year. It got the most press out of all these games, but Tetris Effect is the only thing going against Tetris Effect is that it just came out.
Okay.
And I don't know if enough people played it yet, but it's either Beat Saber or Tetris Effect.
So Beat Saber is like Fruit Ninja, but in 3D? 4D, I guess? The objects come at you and you got to hit them high, low, like this, and it all syncs up to music. Yeah, that sounds pretty cool, actually. All right, we'll go with the Beat Saber, I guess.
There we go.
Best mobile game. Donut County, Florence, Fortnite, PUBG Mobile, Reigns, Game of Thrones.
I mean, I want to say something besides Fortnite because we're going to sound like a broken record here, just picking Fortnite for every category. But I think it's Fortnite's game to lose. They managed to make that game playable.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, PUBG's did too. I mean, it's still a playable version of PUBG, but I mean, there's people on their phones playing against people on computers and holding their own. I mean, they added a lot of auto aim and shit in there to do it. I've never played Reigns, Game of Thrones, or Florence.
Neither have I.
And we already talked about Donut County. It'd be cool to see Donut County take down Fortnite because one guy made Donut County and Fortnite's, made by a million people. Yeah.
Is PUBG Mobile free?
Yeah, I believe so.
Is PUBG free?
No.
Yeah, you have to pay for that. So why would the mobile game not also be free, or be
Uh,
free when the PC game isn't?
I don't know. Because
Just because it's harder to play, I guess. I don't know.
I guess I don't know.
Hmm.
PUBG just to get announced for PlayStation 4, so it's going to be on everything now. It's year-long exclusive to Xboxes up, and they have some like Nathan Drake from Uncharted gear in the PlayStation version. I actually might, if it was free, I'd probably play it. I'm not buying it again. I have it for Steam, and I never play it.
Yeah. Okay. Fortnite it is.
Okay.
Best independent game. You already talked about The Messenger.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't heard of any of the other.
Celeste is a platformer.
Okay.
It's the only one in this category that's nominated for Game of the Year too. So I think it's a strong contender to win this as well.
Must be good then. Yeah.
Dead Cells. Steve, I don't know why Steve isn't on here because he could have actually talked about this because that's the one game out of all the games we listed that he played. It's a like a Metroid style, multiple path, kind of retro style game. I think procedurally generated, so it changes every time you play it.
Okay.
But I think this is Celeste,
Yeah.
hands down, because it's not going to win Game of the Year.
So it's got to win something.
I think they're going to give it Best Independent Game.
All right. I'll have to take your word for that because I do not know. Best ongoing game. We got Destiny 2, Fortnite, No Man's...
Best Fortnite game.
Best Fortnite game. Yeah, sorry. Destiny 2, Fortnite, No Man's Sky, Overwatch, or Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege. We talked about Destiny 2, No Man's Sky. That's the space one, isn't it?
Yep. Space to go out, scan stuff. They recently put a big patch towards that where they pretty much reinvented the game, put multiplayer in, put a lot of different things that people were clamoring for since launch. I played it when it first came out and never went back because it was boring.
Mm-hmm.
Clay played it quite a bit. He liked it. I'm not sure what he thinks of the new patch. I'll have to ask him sometime. Overwatch, always just hanging in there. I mean, if you have professional sporting events based on the game, I guess you gotta be nominated for best ongoing game.
Yeah, like even my sister who doesn't play video games really, her family, they all play Overwatch. So I mean, it's got to be very, easy to play, but still a good game,
Mm-hmm. And then Rainbow Six Siege is a game that I really want to get a bunch of us together to play. Have you seen or played anything from this game? It's old at this point. It's been out for like 2 years.
No.
It's basically there's a hostage inside a building, and there's one team their goal is to defend the hostage, and the other team is to breach the building and get the hostage out.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a bunch of different. You can go through the windows. You can put dynamite on the roof and blow the roof up. You can just walk in the front door. The team inside can put traps everywhere. I think it looks like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And the only reason I don't play it is because I don't have any friends to play with, and that's the whole reason why we started doing this, is so that we have an excuse to play more video games.
Yeah, definitely. No, it sounds like fun, but
yeah, so Fortnite wins that category.
Yeah, this is another Fortnite game here. So next time, Tom Clancy. Next time. Best role play.
I don't think that they have a chance. I think Anthem, which is the next game that we're going to play.
Anthem.
It comes out in the beginning of the year. It's basically an Iron Man MMO.
Really?
Shooter, like Destiny meets Iron Man. Like you're in an Iron Man suit and you can fly around and shit.
Okay.
I think if they don't throw tons of microtransactions at it like EA tends to do, I think it has the potential to be a really cool game.
Yeah, I'll keep my eyes open for it then. I'm assuming that'll be on Steam.
It maybe not Steam. You'll probably have to download it with EA's Origin.
Oh, okay.
But you can sign up for that Origin Premier, which is the subscription service, which is what I would just do because I'm not spending $60 on a game that I'm not sure if I'm going to play for longer than a month. So I'll just spend 10 or 15, whatever Origin Premier costs, and play it for as long as I feel like it.
Yeah, we've talked about this with streaming packages and whatnot.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna end up with like 10 different streaming packages and spend way more than I ever spent on video games before. But
that's still, the price of 2 games basically, just to find out that you don't want any of them, or you don't have time to play any of them, or whatever.
You can pay per month.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. You spend $10 to find out you don't have the time to play it, rather than $60.
Exactly.
Best role playing game: Dragon Quest 11, Monster Hunter World, Ni no Kuni 2, Octopath Traveler, and Pillars of Eternity 2 Deadfire.
You play any of these?
I did not.
I played Octopath. I think I picked the wrong character because everyone's talking about how awesome the game is, and I couldn't get over the fact that my main character was talking like he was she was at a Renaissance fair the entire time, going like how if thou doing, maiden, I can't deal with this and stop playing. But I think I might have to go back into that and pick somebody else.
Yeah.
Because
the whole
is that a
mobile game?
No, it's a Switch game.
Oh, okay.
Made by Square. Really dope art style. Like if we wouldn't have skipped best art direction, I think Octopath is going to take it. It's these like 16-bit-ish front like characters in the front of these really, really high definition backgrounds, and it's really neat looking. It's your standard time-based RPG.
Yeah.
I'm going to give it to Octopath. It was a good game.
Yeah.
Plus, it's the only one that I played. I played a little bit of Pillars of Eternity. Ni no Kuni 2 is like a Japanese like ghost. Like you have ghosts, like a Pokemon knockoff. Talk to us in a couple of months after Steve decides to buy Monster Hunter World and Dragon Quest. I've never been big on the Dragon Quest series, so I can't comment on that.
All right. We'll give it to Octopath Traveler. Best action / adventure game.
Finally, the Dan category, because I've actually played these games. We finally made it.
Let's hear it.
All right.
Tell me what you think about Red Dead Redemption 2.
I don't know, man. Like, I've literally played every game in my house to avoid having to play Red Dead Redemption 2. I feel guilty that I don't like this game. Like, it's just everyone's talking about how great it is. It's amazing. You go in the cold weather and your horse's balls shrink. It's the most realistic game ever. And it's just, I just don't like it.
Just not the travel times? You say it takes too long to get where you're going?
No, I've gotten over that. It's not that big of a deal. It's just, I don't know, man. Like, you got to wake up and you got to like eat breakfast, and then you got to go chop some wood. And like, if you stink, you got to go to town and get a bath because people won't talk to you because you smell bad. And it's just all this really cool stuff that like sounds like it'd be interesting, but
until you actually play it.
Yeah, and it's just like I don't want to do all this stuff. And like I think I told this story on stream already, but there's a very early, no spoilers. It's like the first or second mission. You get in a fight, and somebody knocks your gun out of your hand and your hat out of your hand, and you got to finish the quest. You got to pick your hat up and you got to pick your gun up. So you walk over and you find your hat and you hit the X button or the square button and pick up your hat. And then you walk over and you're at the top of your gun, and I'm mashing the X button. I'm not paying attention to the screen. It's a different fucking button to pick up your gun than it is to pick up your hat. There's no reason for that. It can be the same button.
It's a different hand.
I guess.
I would imagine. It's probably not the same hand.
And the other story I always tell is that the first time I'm rolling into town, I'm on a stagecoach, got some of the women from camp in the back, and this guy's horse runs away. And this stuff like happens all the time. Like something will happen, and you can choose to completely ignore it, or you can help them, or you can just shoot them and take all their stuff. And I mean, it's really nice and open-ended. But I was trying to play the game straight, as a good guy, as good as you can be in a Rockstar game. And the same button that draws your gun is the interact button, like to look at somebody.
Yeah.
So I didn't realize I had my gun in my hand, and I went to go talk to him, and I fired a warning shot over his head, and he ran away. Like, all right, great. The first stinking chance I have to do something good or evil, like where it determines your little meter if you're on the gooder side, and I just did something evil.
Well, that's why you don't have any friends. You're like shooting people all the time.
And I stink because I haven't found a bathhouse yet.
Shadow of the Tomb Raider. Did you play that at all?
Yes, I did. A huge fan of the Tomb Raider. The reboots. Rise of the Tomb Raider was probably one of my favorite games of 2 years ago. It was the first game I got on my computer when I got the beefy graphics card. It looks awesome.
Yeah.
Shadow of the Tomb Raider looks awesome. It's more of the same.
Puzzles,
good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's. I like it. I like it a lot. It's a real shame that they brought it out the week after Spider-Man came out.
Yeah.
And in between when Red Dead Redemption 2 came out, because does not stand a chance in this category.
How far did you get in Spider-Man?
I beat Spider-Man.
Oh, you finished it?
Yep.
Did you like the game overall?
Yeah, no, it's a fantastic game. It might be one of some of the reasons why I don't like Red Dead that much, because it's another open worldy game, not nearly as open world as Red Dead Redemption 2, but like stuff's happening and you can choose to ignore it or go into it, and it's just pop in, pop out. And there's not like just moving around in Spider-Man is fun. Just swing, like I just swing around and even in like normal Rockstar games like Grand Theft Auto 5, just driving a car around is fun. Yeah. Riding your horse isn't fun in Red Dead Redemption 2. Most of the time, you're holding the X button down to match the speed of the person you're following in front of you.
Yeah.
And you can just zone out. And
yeah, it doesn't sound like a very I don't know, attention-grabbing game, I guess, if it's
I mean,
like a lot of tasks that you just don't want to do.
I mean, I gotta get Dolan on this one of these weeks so he can try to explain to me why I should like Red Dead Redemption 2, because he really likes it.
Yeah. God of War. Did you play that one?
That's it. That's the winner. That's the best goddamn game on the PlayStation 4.
Yeah.
Period. It's completely reinvented the franchise to this new model that I think they're going to be able to make games forever in this style, this narrative-driven, God of War, that everything feels good. Like the combat feels good. You throw your axe and recall it back, and everything just feels super tight. And there's challenges that are really hard, but you don't have to do them if you're, you don't want to. It's very accessible and scalable, and it's easily the best game of the year.
Floor goes right there. Assassin's Creed?
I don't know if I can give this one a fair shake, because I've been playing it on Google Stream.
Yeah.
And I've been fighting my internet to keep a solid connection on that. So I've heard a lot of good things about it. I've enjoyed when the game has run right, but it's not anywhere near God of War. I mean, God of War is so head and shoulders over everything else on this list, according to me. I mean, I think a lot of people are going to argue that Red Dead Redemption 2 should take it, but I think God of War is definitely it.
Yeah. Well, I'll have to take your word for it. Are all of these PlayStation games?
The funny thing is, yeah, they are. Yeah. They're not all PlayStation exclusives, but God of War and Spider-Man are.
Yeah.
And the other three are multi-platform that you can play on PlayStation. So it's definitely been a good year for PlayStation.
Yeah, I guess they're doing something right nowadays.
Oh my god. It's definitely the right time to jump into the PlayStation ecosystem, between Horizon Zero Dawn that came out early last year, and God of War and Spider-Man, and just if you're into like narrative games, the Detroit Become Human got a lot of acclaim. I'd rather watch a movie than play that kind of game.
Yeah.
Where it's just a lot of choose your own adventure type shit.
Right.
But PlayStation, it's definitely we're definitely in the golden age of PlayStation right now. They're doing everything right.
All right, we got our last two categories.
Okay.
Best action game. We got Call of Duty, Dead Cells, Destiny 2, Far Cry 5, and Mega Man 11. That's a game?
If Phil was on, he'd say Mega Man 11.
Yeah.
As many games as I played in the action adventures, it's as many games as I didn't play. I played Dead Cells for a little bit. It's cool. I'm going to give it to Dead Cells because that's what I played.
We already talked about Destiny 2. Call of Duty, I haven't played. Oh, I killed my cams.
No, I think the lack of single-player content is going to hurt Call of Duty. in awards, not in sales. It's going to sell 1 million copies. It doesn't matter. They could put out garbage and it's still going to be the highest selling game of the year. But I think it's going to hurt its ability to get these awards.
Far Cry 5.
Steve played a lot of that. He liked that a lot. I don't know. I'm not a big Far Cry guy. I don't like the whole idea of it, where it's just kind of like go into a base, kill all the people, go to the next base, kill all the next people. You know, it's never really grabbed me. So I don't really have a whole lot to say about this category because I haven't played shit.
Yeah, me neither. As I haven't really had a lot to say about any of these categories, besides the ones that involve Dota 2. But what's Dead Cells? Is that just another shooting game?
No, Dead Cells is. We talked about that one earlier. That's the procedurally generated kind of Metroid-y style game.
Gotcha. And what's up with Mega Man 11? Why is that in here?
It's Mega Man. It's Mega Man 11. That's what it is. It just came out.
I don't know.
It's Mega Man. It looks a little bit better than the other Mega Man. Depending on if you like that pixel, it's like a cartoony style now.
Yeah.
I was never a big Mega Man guy. So.
All right. Our last category, Game of the Year. We got Assassin's Creed Odyssey, Celeste, God of War, Spider-Man, Monster Hunter World, and Red Dead Redemption 2. So, based on your feedback from the past couple categories, I'm assuming you'd say God of War.
Mm-hmm.
You think Monster Hunter, just because it's like a multiplayer game, has a chance?
No. I think of all the games on this list, Monster Hunter has the lowest.
Even
the lowest chance of winning.
Yeah.
Monster Hunter in the past has been a really inaccessible game. It's been really difficult. Like there's a lot of mechanics in the game. They don't really describe them, explain them to you very well. Mm-hmm. Monster Hunter World was the best in the series at getting people in and showing them how to play Monster Hunter, but it's still a Monster Hunter game. So I don't anticipate it having much of a chance against a stacked rest of the category. The oddball in this group is Celeste.
Well, the other oddball is, where the hell is Fortnite?
I think to qualify for Game of the Year, you have to actually come out that year.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, a lot of those other categories were ongoing and esports and things like where you didn't have to have a game that actually came out that year.
Okay. I was gonna say, because that should win hands down, right?
Yeah. I mean, that's always been a big debate at all the big media outlets of what do you qualify for game? Like, what do you give Game of the Year? Like last year was the first year that that PUBG was out of beta. Like it was in beta for its entire existence and then came out of beta.
Yeah.
And they're like, what? Now it's out now. Does it qualify for Game of the Year, or since it's been out in early access for all this time, should it have been on before that? I mean, I don't really care.
I'm sure you agree. Breath of the Wild should have won last year, or did win. It deserved to win.
Yes, yeah. I think it was a moot point last year because if Breath of the Wild didn't win, Mario was going to win.
Yeah.
It was too good of a year for Nintendo.
Yeah.
It's kind of, Celeste is on a Nintendo system, so I guess that kind of counts as a Nintendo game being on here. That's the closest that Nintendo's been very, very underrepresented in the nominees. A couple of splashes here and there for, best family game.
Yeah.
Yeah, they tucked them in for best sports game, but that's it, man. This has not been it. I mean, I guess their Pokemon game doesn't come out until tomorrow. Is that when Let's Go Pikachu and Ivy come out?
I have no idea. Is that the one on Switch? The new one?
Yep. Mm-hmm. Celeste is interesting. It's a sweetheart. Like a lot of media outlets really love it. Like going down the list, Red Dead Redemption 2 got a 10 at IGN, God of War got a 10 at IGN, and Celeste got a 10 at IGN. So I think a game that the biggest media outlet when it comes to video games ranks as a masterpiece, I think those are your three.
The only choices.
Yeah, those are the three that you have a choice with.
Yeah.
I think they're gonna give Celeste down to where was that at?
Best indie debut, I think.
Yeah, I think that Celeste is gonna take that down, and I think it's gonna split. Whoever wins best action adventure game, the other person's gonna win game of the year. Because I think that's how a lot of people are gonna vote. They're gonna give one to game of the year and one to action adventure. So, God of War, Red Dead Redemption 2.
Yeah.
Split those between those two categories. That's who's gonna win. Take it down.
Yeah. Nothing really to say, I guess. I haven't played any of those games, so
we're gonna change that for next year because again, now we're gonna
start playing some actual games.
We are professional video game journalists now.
We're gonna get off the playing Magic 24/7 and start playing some actual video games.
I mean, you've always just kind of tied your horse to one game and just played the shit out of it over and over again.
It's like I play WoW for 2 years, then I play Final Fantasy 11 for 2 years, then I go back to WoW for 2 years. Like, I don't really play multiple games at the same time. I just find one that I do what you don't like, and I grind away, doing the same thing over and over again.
I didn't say I didn't like grinding. It's just the Destiny grinding doesn't feel right. Yeah. It feels like they're giving me too much.
Yeah, for how easy it is, I guess.
But it also like, oh, cool, I got a cool piece of gear, and then it's replaced. I replaced it already. Like, there's you don't get any.
Yeah,
pride for.
It's just weird that you can. I don't know how like the Forsaken DLC aspect is it, because we don't have it obviously.
Mm-hmm.
But it just seems like up until level 20, you just level so quickly that it doesn't even matter what you have. You know.
I think if you buy Forsaken, you can just skip to level 30.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think that's an option.
Well, you're gonna level so fast from 20 to 30, you're not even gonna know what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, I hate to always. I feel like if anybody actually watches this shit, it's just Dan going back to Final Fantasy 11 being the best game of all time. But
I agree because I love that game.
When you played Final Fantasy 11 and you got a good piece of gear, that shit might be good for the rest of the game. You get a set of archer's rings or sniper rings. Like, that's just what you're gonna wear for the rest of the game.
Yeah.
And there's no other game like that.
Yeah.
Where you get something, and that's like the
max level is 60, but level 30 piece of gear is the best piece of gear that you're gonna have for that slot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, stuff like that just doesn't happen anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Like every WoW expansion, you're in your full raid gear. The next expansion comes out, a little piece of green gear is better than all your epics, all your legendaries, whatever.
Yep. That was definitely Holt in his full Grand Marshal gear, walking through the Burning Crusade portal and it being freaking useless almost immediately.
Yeah. Well, that was sad because in before Burning Crusade, pieces of gear didn't really have multiple stats. Mm-hmm. So like when you went through the portal and you got like your first green drop, it had like 4 different stats on it, and like that just by default is better, even if the stats were worse.
Yeah.
There was just more of them, so it was, by definition better, I guess.
Sure.
But yeah. I mean, I miss WoW. I miss Final Fantasy.
I miss having time to do that stuff.
I don't really sit here at my computer and play games anymore, which is.
I can't. I mean, that actually might be another reason why I don't like Red Dead Redemption 2 as much. It's just not pop in, pop outable.
Yeah.
Like, I can't just go in and do something quick that's fun.
Yeah.
And then, pop right back out. Or it's, Spider-Man and God of War. Like, they were segmented enough that I could go in and do a little bit of the story or bang out a few side quests and turn it off and actually feel like I accomplished something, where Red Dead's not made like that. It's something, it's a different beast.
Yeah.
And it's just a beast, I guess it's not for me.
Well, we'll see. When is the Game of the Year, actual awards?
The Game Awards are on December 6th at 8:30 Eastern Time.
So you got about a month from now to decide whether or not God of War should deserve Game of the Year, I guess.
I've already voted. My vote's already in.
Yeah.
And I've already voted for God of War, so
Right, well,
I don't think.
Never mind.
I don't think there's any way that. I don't think anything can happen in Red Dead Redemption 2 that's going to tell me that like this is better than God of War. Because God of War was just. It had me glued to the TV. Like no game since like The Last of Us had me glued to the TV.
Yeah. All right. Well, you want to wrap it up?
Yep, sounds good. All right, guys. If you're watching on YouTube, you can watch us live at twitch.tv/GameNightNow. If you're, I really got to work on a closing. Didn't it sound like I knew what I was going to say there for a second?
Yeah, I mean, you should say on Wednesdays at 8 Eastern.
Yeah.
I'm just finishing your thought there.
Yeah, that's where I was going with it, but I forgot what I was saying because I was kind of lounged out and my body telling my legs to go on the ground made my brain stop working there for a second. You can catch new episodes live on twitch.tv/GameNightNow at 8 o'clock. You can watch a rerun streamed on twitch.tv/GameNightNow at 8 o'clock on Tuesdays.
Yep.
And all of our archives are over on YouTube. Search Game Night Now. Until next time, see you guys later.
All right. Take care, guys.